Good evening. Good evening. How are you this evening? Hope you are doing well. I hope you're enjoying the sunshine. We've got weird light comes in here at night. You know, my live's on a Tuesday night. You never know what the lighting's going to be like because it streams in my office window. It's just the way the house faces. So it changes depending on how long that I'm on the live. This live almost wasn't meant to be tonight. I can tell you that. I fell asleep on the couch at about 6:30 and woke up about 7 minutes ago. And then came to log on to StreamYard and it rebooted. So I was almost posting a note everywhere saying, sorry, I couldn't do the live tonight because technology and nana naps took over my life. So, but I'm here. So really delighted to be sitting here on a Tuesday evening as normal. And tonight I want to talk to you about the 3 C's. Now, I talked about this in my group this morning, and it always gets me kind of going and starts my thought process for the day. So I'm going to continue that conversation tonight. So people are dropping on now. So I'm going to say a couple of things. First things first, let me know where you're watching from. Let me know whether you're watching live or on replay. Hashtag replay if you are watching on replay, just so that I know who's watching, from where, and how. And for those of you that do not know me, I am Mandy Nicholson, and I am the Creative Genius Consultant. I'm an artist, I'm an author, and I help creative women to launch, grow, and scale their businesses and make more money. I stepped into the creative space with a mission to change things. And I do that through my 12-month signature program, the Creative Mastermind, where I take women on a journey through themselves and getting rid of all those limiting beliefs and all the things that have stopped them so far, evening Michelle, and then through a business journey to getting their business on rails. It's really important that I introduce myself that way. And I want you to, I know that I do that every single week. And no matter where I speak, that's what I say and that's what I do. And there's a reason for that. And that's part of what I'm going to speak to you tonight. You might get very bored on this, Michelle, because you watched me in the group this morning. And I am doing the same again tonight. Same, but not 100% the same. So the sunshine, how are you coping with the heat, everybody? I'm going to start with that because I don't cope with the heat very well. I am basically blonde and very fair-skinned. I am burn really, really easily. I freckle up, I peel, and I get migraines. I am not good at all in the heat. I was not made for heat. So having a heat wave is my worst nightmare. And the other downside of that is Dan, my son, who lives at home with me still, is exactly the same. We both hate the heat and we've got to walk the dogs 3 times a day. So it becomes a bit of a chore in this weather. I'd rather be walking the dogs in the rain and the snow than in this heat, for their sake and for ours. But I hope that you are enjoying it and that you love it and that you're making the most of having a nice summer. But no, it's not for me. I would rather, I've been hiding indoors. I was doing some gardening at the weekend and I did get out, but only when it was sort of mild-ish. Might nip off and get a tea out of the oven. You do that. So yeah, thanks for saying hi. Go on, Michelle, go and get the tea out of the oven because you don't want to hear the same thing again. Anywho, let's get back to the subject at hand. Tonight, I'm talking to you about the 3 C's. And I think this is one of the most important things that I do talk about when I am sharing value with you through my social media. Because I don't think anybody really grasps how important these 3 C's are when you are in business, particularly online. Okay, so it's vital that you wrap your head around this, because this is a game changer. It really is a game changer for your business. And it's simple, but it works. And it's always the simple things. So let me start there. Huge corporate billion-dollar companies and these multi-million entrepreneurs that are out there, multi-billion entrepreneurs, are not that way because of the big things that they do. It's the relatively insignificant and smaller things that they do that make the biggest impact and make the biggest difference. And we operate under the misconception that you've got to do really big stuff all the time. That you've got to take really big action and have really big goals. But it starts here, folks. So the 3 C's are clarity, confidence, and control. Okay, so I'm going to start with clarity because this is the core and it's the foundation and the base for the 3 C's. Because clarity is about you knowing exactly who you are, exactly what you do, and exactly how and who you help. So who you are, what you do, and who you help, and how you help them. And that sounds really simple, doesn't it? And yet, I go to so many networking events and I meet so many people in different situations. And when they introduce themselves, they struggle with what to say, how to describe themselves, and how to communicate what they do. So I want you to imagine that you have got a golden ticket. You've got an opportunity to be in this arena, this auditorium, a massive auditorium filled with hundreds of thousands of people. Okay, and you get to walk in. You're not allowed to say anything. You get to walk in with a little sign that says who you are, what you do, and who you help. And that's the only thing you can do, is walk in with that sign. What you write on that sign is everything, because you could get hundreds, if not thousands, of clients by having the right words on that sign. It's the same on social media, and social media is your auditorium. This is the place where there are millions of people. And to stand out, clarity is the very first thing that you need to nail. So when I show up every week and I go, hey, the weather's dirt, and what have you been doing? I'm sorry about the light in my office. There we go, I'm going to move around. When I do that every week, then I say, for those who don't know me, I am Mandy Nicholson, who you are. And I am the creative genius consultant. I'm an artist, I'm an author, who you are. And I help creative women. So I help creative women to launch, grow, and scale their business and make more money. So by the time I've said those couple of sentences, you've got a good grasp of who I am. Now you have 7 seconds with your little sign in the auditorium, 7 seconds to make an impact and to make sure that the people that are potentially watching you, listening to you, that come across you when they're scrolling, know exactly what it is you do without any confusion. Have you ever watched somebody or seen somebody or read their post and you just don't know what they do because they haven't really told you? They're talking about something and they're saying really good stuff, but you still don't know what they do. And even at the end of 20 minutes, you still don't know what they do. And actually you quite like them and you quite like what they're saying, but you still have no clue as to what they do and whether they can help you or not. And that's woolly, and that's a shame, because that means that you can't work with that person and they're not going to be top of mind if you happen to be having a conversation with someone down the line that needs a person like that, because you're not quite sure what they do. Whereas in a few months' time, if you know me and you're speaking to somebody who's a creative and they're really struggling in their creative business and they want to make more money, I'm the creative genius consultant and I help creative women to launch, grow, and scale their business and make more money. The clarity you need when you show up is everything. Those 7 seconds where you get to grab people's attention, it's everything, but it's not just everything for other people. It's everything for you. When you can step into the skin of knowing who exactly you are, exactly what you do, and exactly how you help, it gives you the second C, and you can build the second C, which is confident. confidence. Okay, so the second C is confidence. And this is you going to show up as an expert in your field. So clarity is who you are and what you do, and confidence is how you're going to show up and be seen as an expert in your area of genius, whatever your area of genius is. And I don't care if your area of genius is selling Body Shop or teaching someone something or training somebody on something or selling them handbags or whatever it is. You've got to be the best. You've got to be seen as the expert for people to take you seriously. And that comes from how you portray yourself, how visible you are, and how clear you are with your messaging. Okay, so it works for everybody and everything. And this is one of the examples I used in my group this morning. And if you're not in my group, get in my group, Creative Genius Corner. I'll put the link underneath this live, just in case you're not in my group. Come and join us. I do a live in there every Tuesday morning. It's often very different to the live that I do here, but today I really wanted to cover this off with my audience outside of the group and inside of the group, because it's that important. So clarity, who you are, what you do, how you do it. Confidence is showing up as an expert in your field. Let me give you an example of how it works everywhere. All right. I used this example this morning, so sorry if you've seen it twice now. When I was a store manager, this worked for me as a store manager, working for a retail company. Yeah, I knew I was the store manager. And I set up, and anybody who's from Summerfield that might be watching this, because I have a lot of Summerfielders on my networks. I have a lot of IKEAers and I have a lot of B&Qers, and they'll all understand this, but particularly Summerfield peeps, because that was the days of multiple supermarkets everywhere. Summerfield doesn't exist anymore, but it used to. It's now Co-op, Asda, and lots of other companies when they split it up. But I was a store manager for Summerfield, and then I was a divisional executive. And as a store manager, I made the decision that that was my store. It might have been a Summerfield over the door, but it was Mandy's Summerfield, and I made it mine. And I stepped into that persona of the store manager in the town with the best shop in the town, that was going to make the most money in the town, that was going to deliver the best service to customers, that was going to deliver the best availability customers, that was going to have the best team who were motivated with vision. And my vision as a store manager was launch day standards. We opened those doors every morning with as close to launch day standards as you can get. And launch day standards are the standards that you see in a shop when they open the doors for the first time. It's the best you're ever going to see that shop. Now, I carry those same standards and values into my business, because do you know what my team and I are aiming for in our business? We are aiming for world-class standards. So this clarity and confidence works whether you're running a shop, and that's the vision you've got in your shop, or whether you're running an online business. So our goal is world-class standards. Why would I settle for anything else for the people that I serve? I wouldn't. So when you're that clear on your goals and your vision, and you're that clear on who you are, who you serve, and how you serve them, and then you can show up with confidence and be seen as an expert in your field, people take you seriously. If you go to my website, I think there are now 54 blogs on there. That is around 90,000 words on my website in blogs. There's a full novel size section on my website with many, many different blogs on it. I take my job seriously, and I share lots and lots of value. Everything I do has to be done in a way that brings people beautifully into my business and lets them know who I am. This is really important for you. You've got to be proud of every piece of work you do, and it has to synergize in your business so that the clarity goes through everything that you do. Now, I wasn't very clear when I started out because I was still learning. We all are. We are all still learning, and we learn to get the clarity as we move forward. Okay. With clarity comes confidence. And then your final piece to the puzzle is control. And control is an illusion because none of us really ever have control. None of us. Life will throw us curveballs all the time. And one of the things I said this morning on my live was, whilst I'm filming this live, something could be happening. And when I press the end broadcast button, that could be something big enough to have a massive change in my life. I don't know what's happening right now that could be impacting on me very soon. Life throws us curveballs all the time. Good, bad, insignificant, huge. We never know what's going to happen. We can't have control. But control what you can with a great plan. If you don't plan, then you have zero control, zero focus, and zero vision. So clarity, confidence, control. You put the control in place. And like I've just said to you, part of the control for me is having a big vision. And the big vision for me is world-class standards in my business. That's my goal for my coaching practice, world-class standards. I want to be as good as the people in the top of the game in the coaching industry. In fact, I want to be better than them because I want to do it with real, genuine integrity and without all the flashy bolts and knobs and lights that go with some of them. Because the ladies that I serve are not ever going to work with those people. They're going to work with me. I need to be more genuine and have more integrity. I understand what world class means to the people that I serve. That's how clear I am. So how clear are you on your business? Do you know what your big goal is for your business? Are you showing up and describing yourself? Do you have a title? Start with that. What's your title? Mine's Creative Genius Consultant. You can't have that one. What's yours? Yeah. And what does a Creative Genius Consultant do? What's your title? What do you do? And how do you do it? And who do you help? Work on that first. Get your clarity first. Have a plan, create your vision, know where your business is and where you want to take it and how long that's going to take you. And this is all big stuff. You can't go away and do this in 5 minutes. That bio, that introduction, that clarity that I'm talking about at the start takes some of my clients 6 months, 12 months, because they keep changing and tweaking it until they get it absolutely right for the product or service that they are offering in their business. It takes time to create that clarity. You don't get it overnight. The fog doesn't lift overnight. But if you don't start work on it today, it's never going to get any more clear than it is right now. So if you do nothing else different today, go away and think about what your title is in your business. I do not want you to describe yourself as a body shop consultant, because that means you're one of thousands of body shop consultants. What makes you stand out? What makes you special? You might sell the same product as somebody else, but you won't sell it the same as anyone else because you are you. So what makes you stand out doing that? I'm just an artist. You're not just an artist. What makes you stand out? I'm Mary, and I am an acrylic artist specializing in whatever it is you do. And I help people to change the landscape of their home or living room or whatever you want to say by introducing color, texture, and feelings. Think about how you describe yourself. You can show up and say, hi, I'm Mary and I'm an artist. Or you can give yourself some color and you can give yourself some texture and you can give yourself some clarity. I'm an artist who specializes in, and I help because I do this. Makes such a difference. I hope you can feel that through this live and you can actually feel the difference that makes when you are talking or when you're describing yourself. Because sometimes I'm writing this. It's not always about talking. I have been accused by one of my clients of actually singing that introduction because I say it so often, it just rolls. And that's where you need to be. Showing up as an expert in your field is about really knowing that you have something special to bring to this planet. Yeah. Once you've got that clarity, showing up as an expert in your field is about stepping into it and going, do you know what? I am good at this thing. I know this thing inside out. This is my business. This is my business model. I'm going to talk about this thing and I'm going to talk about it in multiple different ways. I don't show up every Tuesday and say the same thing to you. I talk about something different, but it's always related to how you operate your creative business. This is an important part of your creative business. I want you to get this, because if you don't get this, you're going to stay where you are. So that's what I do every Tuesday. I look at all the things I know and all the things I can help you with and all the value that I can bring and package it in different ways so that it will resonate with somebody, because somebody will get this week that didn't get something I said 6 weeks ago. And that's how you position yourself as an expert, is by continuing to repeat your message in lots of different ways, because repetition serves you. Repetition serves you. People need to hear things now. It was 27 times. It's now 33 times. 33 times people need to see you, hear from you, see your product, see your service before they'll even consider buying from you these days. So if you're not showing up with clarity and confidence, and you do not have control over what you do and how you do it, by having a really great plan that allows the world to change things for you. Who planned for COVID? Nobody planned for COVID. Nobody knew that was going to happen, but it happened anyway. And some of us survived because we had a great plan that was robust enough to be able to deal with things showing up and changing things. So, task for tonight, folks that watch me on a Tuesday, clarity. I want you to tell me your title, and I want you to tell me the things, your title, what you do, who you serve, and how, because that's really important. Then I want to hear you saying it on a live sometime. I want you to practice it. Do you know what I did when I started out? Here's a top tip for you. I created a private group, called it my testing group, and I would go and practice saying, introducing myself, and on a live in that group that only I could see, and I'd watch it back. And it's cringeworthy initially. Honestly, I've still got that group. I'm terrified to go into it and watch some of the stuff I filmed right at the start. Honestly, I should, just for a laugh. But that's what I did. And I practiced and practiced and practiced and practiced until it just rolled off my tongue. So there are methods that you can use for you to get better and better at being able to communicate that clarity like the expert in the field that you are. But only you can create a plan. Control what you can with a great plan. So that's the 3 C's tonight. Don't forget them: clarity, confidence, control. Go away, have a think about that, and take action. It's the people who take action from when they hear something that make the biggest difference in their life and their business. So wonderful to see you. I will see you the same time, same place next week, different topic, possibly with a similar message. Who knows? Anyway, have a wonderful week. Hope that all of you that love the sun are enjoying it, and all of you that don't, like me, are hiding in the house and enjoying yourself. I'll see you in a week's time. Bye for now.